How do you fit an opera house into the palm of your hand? In the world of art, we're used to grand narratives. Massive canvases that command entire museum walls. But in Geneva, the greatest masters did the opposite on the surface of watches. These three watches best represent this philosophy. Watchmakers took those masterpieces and used a single boar's hair to paint them onto a surface no larger than a postage stamp. The art of enamel watch painting began with Charles Palozzi, a man who translated the grand scale of European masterpieces into the microscopic confines of a watch dial. Palozzi set the gold standard that every major house, from Patek Philippe to Rolex, relies upon to define their most prestigious pieces. The artist grinds colored glass into powder finer than flour. They apply it with a single hair. Then they put the entire watch into a 1,000-degree kiln. Each color requires different firing, and if the glass cracks, the work of 1 year is gone in a second. It is the most high stakes of art in the world of watches. Palozzi took Vermeer's Quiet World and placed it right into 800 degrees of liquid fire. The watch itself is so well painted, it looks like a photograph. And if we think about the 1940s, there is no computer, there is nothing indicating or helping Palozzi achieve this level of craftsmanship. Everything about this watch is museum quality, and it is one of the finest miniature enamels ever to be created. Palozzi's vision lived on through Suzanne Rohr. Rohr is 90 today, and she worked or studied with Palozzi for over 30 years, so it took her 30 years to master this technique of miniaturized painting. Suzanne Rohr is really a master at recreating beautiful scenes, portraits, but also landscapes. But her most celebrated work is always Renoir. In this watch, she chose Renoir's Two Girls, a masterpiece of impressionist warmth. Rohr creates this fleeting, intimate moment of youth through replicating the soft, luminous brushstrokes on the enamel. And because enamel is translucent, light passes through the glass and reflects off the gold plate underneath. That's why this watch doesn't just show color, it glows color. Suzanne Rohr has a very close partnership with Patek Philippe, and I think over 65 miniaturized watches were created by Suzanne Rohr for Patek. And when you go to the Patek Philippe Museum, there are over 30 in the museum, meaning that Patek treasured them so much they wouldn't even sell them to their collectors and their patrons. They wanted to keep them for their own museum, which I think is a very grand gesture to this artist. Then came the third generation, Anita Porcher, Suzanne Rohr's protege. Anita Porcher recreated almost the entire ceiling of Marc Chagall's masterpiece above the Palais Garnier Opera House in Paris. The caseback is signed homage to Beethoven, Bizet, Verdi, and Gluck. Different sections feature the composer and recreating some of the symphony. Anita Porcher was able to recreate the colors, the brushwork, brings to life the composers again, as Chagall does in his paintings. Porcher would put out her thumb and add little bits of paint, one hair at a time, getting those little bits of blue and green and red, and carefully applying it to the dial to create this masterpiece. And this took many, many years. She is one of the only people in the world doing miniature painting like this. It is the world of painstaking detail and alchemy through fire, the only way masterpieces like these can ever be born. Palozzi, Rohr, and Porcher are a lineage of the few masters in the world's rarest art. These three watches represent their best work through a poetic trilogy.